Hello. The extreme heat wave that's been gripping southern Europe for the past fortnight is thankfully going to be easing over the next couple of days. We're still holding on to the heat down towards the far southeast, but we've got low pressure and cold fronts moving their way in, also bringing not just a drop in temperature, but a risk of severe storms for the likes of parts of eastern Poland, stretching down through Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria as well. A real drop in temperature for Bucharest. At 40 degrees on Wednesday, 23 there on Thursday. Still hot for parts of Turkey, Cyprus there, 41 degrees for Nicosia. But thankfully for Rhodes, for instance, towards Sicily, where we do still have some wildfires, we're seeing a real drop in temperature, not too windy conditions as well. A few heavy showers popping up across the Pyrenees, and we're also seeing low pressure bringing unsettled weather to the UK, northern parts of France into northern Germany. Scattered showers across much of Scandinavia, easing in intensity by Friday. But we've still got those severe storms holding on towards Ukraine, gusty winds, large hail on Friday, but thankfully much cooler conditions through parts of Greece, Italy, towards the Balearics, for instance, as well. Scattered heavy showers, though, lingering across some northern parts of Europe at the moment. So unsettled weather continues in London and Paris, looking warm and dry for Madrid and Rome, not quite as hot as it has been. Also further east, we're seeing plenty of heavy downpours for the likes of Moscow, Kiev as well. Not as hot as it has been, thankfully, in Athens. Bye-bye. Hello. It's been a summer of excess heat across much of North America so far this summer, and we're still seeing temperatures above average for many central and eastern states as well. So the heat is continuing. Very hot across the far north of Canada. Something a little bit cooler as low pressure is moving its way through the northern plains and towards the Great Lakes as well. We've seen some really stormy weather. That's pushing its way gradually towards the northeast of the United States into eastern Canada as well. So some large thunderstorms, squally winds, large hail possible there. Meanwhile, further towards the west, they're not quite as hot on Thursday as it has been for Alaska. British Columbia are also seeing temperatures a little bit cooler because we've got the showery rain moving in here. Head further south down the west coast, though, and it's still looking hot across parts of California, Arizona, Nevada too. Phoenix has now seen around 27 days with temperatures above 110 Fahrenheit. No sign of things cooling down much. In fact, by the time we get to Saturday, we're still looking at temperatures in the mid-40s Celsius or over 110 Fahrenheit. Here's the wet weather that we're seeing could affect Montreal, for instance, parts of Quebec towards New England. Should be mostly dry down towards Washington, D.C. and down the east coast, but into Florida, and there's going to be some heavy and thundery downpours could affect Orlando at times through the course of Thursday. But the general outlook is for the warm weather to persist towards the east, but there will be some heavy showers in Atlanta for Friday. Bye-bye. Hello, let's take a look at the weather forecast across Central America and South America. And we're seeing some fairly heavy rain across central parts of the continent of South America on this frontal system here, which will slowly push its way northwards over the next 24 to 48 hours. We're also going to be seeing temperatures dipping down a little bit for a time towards the south of that cooler air moving in. It's quite cold at the moment across southern parts of the continent, southern parts of Chile and Argentina too. And with unsettled conditions, the next weather front moving in, there could be some significant snowfall to come across the southern Andes. Meanwhile, the rain that we've seen across western Colombia won't be quite as heavy as the past few days. Still some showers around, but central parts of Brazil largely dry. A few showers for the likes of Salvador there, but to the south a bit of rain just pushing into the far north of Uruguay. A drier day in between weather systems towards Patagonia. Rio de Janeiro, dry and warm for the next few days, but thunderstorms roll in through the weekend. Assumption, though, will lose those heavy showers. It turns a little bit drier from Saturday onwards. Plenty of heavy showers, though, for central and southern parts of Mexico at the moment. Relatively cool, at least on Thursday. It will warm up. But we've got some really heavy rain across central parts of the Caribbean, clearing from Hispaniola, but moving across parts of Jamaica, Cuba, and that'll increasingly bring wet weather to the likes of Guatemala and Nicaragua into the weekend as well. So plenty of downpours across the region for the next 5 days or so, turning a bit warmer for Mexico City. Bye-bye. Hello. The intense heat wave that's been gripping much of the central Mediterranean has certainly been impacting North Africa with temperatures close to 50 degrees. We are starting to see something a little bit cooler pushing in across parts of Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, eventually into Libya as well. But it does look like as we head through the weekend, another pulse of extremely hot air will move across the region. We could see temperatures close to 50 Celsius, even above across parts of Algeria and Tunisia. Meanwhile, elsewhere, we've got some scattered heavy showers around parts of the Gulf of Guinea, particularly so for the likes of Senegal towards Liberia too, and some heavy showers cropping up further east on Thursday. Down towards South Africa, looking dry at the moment, but we've got a cold front making its way in. So Cape Town is looking fairly unsettled for the next 5 days or so, with a real drop in temperature. 12 degrees there, the top temperature during Saturday. Meanwhile, further north, things are hotting up. Tunis, for instance, up to about 43 degrees by the time we get to Friday. Could be hotter than that a little bit further inland. Now, across the Middle East, temperatures still a little above average for the Levant, but nothing too untowards here. Fairly light winds as well, so we're not really expecting too much in the terms of Shmal winds or lifted dust. Could be 1 or 2 showers, perhaps close to Muscat, and certainly across parts of Iran and Pakistan, those heavy showers are lingering. But there's no great change in the weather. It's looking dry, settled, sunny and hot across much of the Middle East over the next 5 days. Bye for now. Hello. The southwest monsoon continues to bring some really heavy rain across some northern, western and central parts of India. Not quite as wet as we'd expect down towards the southern peninsula. But here's the satellite image. It shows this massive cloud. Now we've got an area of cloud that's been piling in off the Bay of Bengal, really bringing heavy rain already to parts of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha as well. That area is just drifting its way further northwards and westwards over the next 24 to 48 hours. So again, some torrential rain. We're likely to see flooding and landslides. The areas most likely to be affected are perhaps close to Nagpur, Chhattisgarh, parts of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra as well. Now heading into central parts of Asia, still very hot for Tashkent, 41 Celsius, but the heat really persisting further west, slightly cooler conditions working in close to the coasts of the Caspian Sea. Some heavy showers across Pakistan, mainly over the higher ground, and some heavy rain for Mumbai. The showers down the west coast of India not as frequent or as intense as we've seen. There'll be a few affecting Mali, I think, the Maldives, but they're going to be fairly light. And across Sri Lanka too, the showers not particularly heavy, but there could be an afternoon thunderstorm here and there, and a few heavy ones up towards the likes of West Bengal too. But here's the outlook then, and for most of our featured cities, of course, plenty more heavy downpours, some sunshine in Colombo in between any showers and thunderstorms, but they will pep up a bit through the course of the weekend. Some sunshine in between the showers in Chennai, but really heavy downpours for Nagpur. Bye-bye. Hello there. Typhoon Doksuri has moved across the northern Philippines and is en route now to the southeast of China. You can see it here on the satellite image, this large mass of cloud. It's already brought more than 200 millimetres of rain and damaging winds across northern parts of Luzon. It's going to be making landfall probably during Friday around the Fujian province, close to the border with Guangdong, bringing some very heavy rain across Taiwan as well. The wettest places could see up to 500 millimetres, so flooding and landslides are likely here. Further north, still very warm for Tokyo, 37 Celsius. In fact, we're seeing a record number of days above 35 Celsius in Tokyo during the month of July. Further south, really heavy rain though across parts of southern Thailand, down towards southern Vietnam, Cambodia as well. The outlook is going to be another hot one in Tokyo for the next 5 days or so. Taipei, though, seeing some really heavy rain and some damaging winds with the arrival of that Typhoon Doksuri. Now, across Australia, weather front here is crossing across parts of Victoria and towards New South Wales, bringing a few showers around here and fairly breezy conditions down towards Tasmania as well. Meanwhile, further north, temperatures still well above average for the likes of Alice Springs, Canberra, for instance, as well, seeing some warm weather. But across to New Zealand, and after the recent unsettled, fairly wintry weather on Thursday, Friday is looking drier and more settled. Plenty of sunshine to come for Sydney, but a few showers in Perth. Bye-bye.